Hi, this is Evie,
I'm Ray.
and we are gonna talk about the movie Thor Blood Brothers.
Whenever the animation for Marvel Knights, for these particular cartoon animation series, it's a little mini series. They get to do one giant narrative,
Yeah.
and I feel that with Marvel Knights, they should just make it like one complete
Yeah,
thought,
exactly.
then short stops.
Yeah,
But though it works if you don't want to feel the full length of it, you could have breathers here and there.
sure.
It works in that sense, but I would really prefer it to be one quick story, and not feel like we're being dragged across. Not say dragged across the coals, but like feel like we're just being dragged along on a repeating narrative that sells it, but like you don't have to. It overhypes the intensity of it. That makes sense of something. My thoughts on it was, it's an Elseworld stories, and it tells the story of if Loki won, and by beating Thor, imprisoning Thor and his stepfather Odin.
Yeah.
So looking at like Thor, the first film, like 'cause Loki does kind of win at the beginning. Like Odin goes into the Odin sleep, and Thor is regulated to being human almost in on Midgard. You got kind of the same sort of parallel feeling, but now that he is the king, like he is now more of a tale of like heavy's the head that wears the crown. Like now that you've achieved everything you have gotten to, and we spoke about this just before we recorded this.
Yeah.
You hit a glass ceiling.
Right.
So I liked it. I liked it in the sense that, okay, so what happens once you reach that plateau? Where do you go from there? And I thought what they did with it was they really did a character study of Loki. Something that I did not take into consideration. Like, what happens if you win the lottery? What do you do then? Like, once you go to all the parties in the world, and you do, like, what's the next level? And what do you settle for something, or what can that give you, and what are the new responsibilities of what you've acquired?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah, I never really thought of that. Like if Loki won, how would that affect him? I always thought, Thor, yay Thor, who cares about Loki? Just lock him up,
Yeah.
So yeah, that one I kind of it's the first time I've thought about Loki, and his position if he won, what would happen?
Yeah, and my only regret on this one, which I'm upset about, is like you don't see the fight. It's just they don't even worry. They don't. The point of the story was never of the actual conflict, the actual of Loki winning. It's just what if Loki won and how would that play out? So as a fanboy, seeing like Hulk versus Thor, and seeing the actual physical confrontations between the heroes, it's not an action piece. It's more of a cerebral, just like scholarly, like reflection of what would happen, and then just the aspects of it, like what would be the social consequences of him taking the throne.
Yeah.
Because there's no judicial system,
No.
so he's answering the problems of the people. Right? There's no court, there's no bureaucracy in place. So like whenever there's a complaint, he has to hear everything. He has to he has to put aside his childish things of being the god of mischief and be a king,
Right,
and
yeah.
rule over the subjects. And you're looking at his day-to-day routine as king, sitting on the throne.
Yeah.
He has the guards. He has all the power. There's no one to oppose him.
Right.
Are the people happy with him? No, but and then how does that play out? How does he delegate? How does he? And they answer all those things quite well.
Yeah, they do. Yeah, they do. You're right. Yeah, from the lady to the, from, and even like his mother and his father are there, right?
Yeah.
So you see their views of him being king as well.
Right. Oh, exactly. Yeah.
You
They even did a part with a little boy chastising him.
Yeah.
When he
At the
spoke
beginning?
at the beginning,
Yeah.
and then you flash back to him, being a little boy towards Odin, and then seeing and that's why he didn't lose his temper, because he understood, like it's all coming full circle at some point. And so I like the nuances on here. So there's a great deal of dramatic beats in this thing, which I thought was really well. And then, and you mentioned the parents. And it goes back to Jotunheim, and you see Loki's original biological mother play into effect. And they don't reveal that until like later on in the 6-part series.
Right.
It's more. I think the moral of it was more Loki learned to appreciate Thor more after seeing the bigger picture.
I think you're right.
What was your takeaway on it?
Yeah, it was about how I guess what Loki responsibilities are, or should he be king, right? Rather, and I guess since you said that Thor can't play around anymore, he's got to be a king. I never thought of that. It's a good point.
The part that I found almost horrific to me was Sith, like what he did to Sith.
Yeah.
But again, though it's a very horrific, she is a strong person, a strong warrior, and she's depicted in a way that what you do to me means nothing. My will is stronger than my body. Like it was a really interesting story with her, and how Thor and Sith treated Loki, and you see flashbacks of that. So I think it's like episode 4, but it's just these little things is what makes it such a nugget to behold.
Right. Okay.
And with that, we're going to conclude it, right? I'm Ray, and we asked, before I even begin, hit subscribe on our YouTube channel. We appreciate any help you give us. That'd be great. Leave comments down below. It helps us get some ideas or critique ourselves a little better, and provide you hopefully better content in the future. So we'll talk to you next week.
All right.
Thank you.